Today's aid, multiplying fractions by whole numbers. All right, for our first problem, farmer TPJ picked 6 baskets of strawberries during the harvest season. Each basket was 2/3 full. How many full baskets of strawberries did farmer TPJ pick? So, we are going to figure out how many strawberries, full baskets, did he pick. So we're going to take the 6 baskets and we're going to multiply that by the 2/3 full basket. And all whole numbers we put over 1 and we set our equal sign for our equation. And the first thing we do, what's the first thing we do, John Man?
We do the crisscross.
That's right, we do the crisscross. So how about you show them what the crisscross is? So come on, John Man, how about you show them what the crisscross is? All right, now that's the crisscross. So what does that mean? That means we're going to look for our common denominators on the crisscross. Good job. So now that you know what the crisscross is, that means we're looking both ways to see if we have anything in common. So first, we're going to look at what? What we got in common with our 6 and 3. So before you even answer, I'm going to make sure you understand. So what we're going to look for, we're going to look for the common factors. So we have 6 and we have 3. So we're going to see what numbers do they share. So if we have 3, the only way we can make 3 is 1 times 3. It's the only way. And for 6, we can make 6. We could do 1 times 6. We could do 2 times 3. Those are the 2 ways that we can make 6. So if we look at that, what number do they both share? Outside of 1. 1 doesn't count. Everyone has a 1. So we're just going to put a little line through that. Right? What other number do both of them share, Jamia? They both share
3s.
Exactly. They both share a 3. So that means we can divide by 3. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to divide 3 by 3, and that's going to leave me with 1. And I'm going to divide 6 by 3, and that's going to leave me with 2. Right? And that's the same as just doing 6 divided by 3. That gives you 2 groups. And that's exactly what I just did here. All right, so now that we did that, that makes it easier. Why do I do that as my first step? Because in math, I want to keep the numbers as small as possible, okay? So that's why I reduce immediately. But this step that I just did, that is called reducing. Or you could say simple as small. All right? So now we're just going to do our regular multiplication going on from left to right. So on our top, we have what? What's our multiplication sentence?
2 times 2.
And then how much is that?
4.
So we get a 4, and on the bottom we get?
1 times 1 equals 1.
All right, and all numbers on top of 1 equals the number on top, which is just a whole 4. So the answer is 4 baskets. All right, for our second problem, Team Lofton walked 3/4 miles for 12 days in a row to support the Tuckasegee Elementary Parent-Teacher Organization. How many miles did they walk together? All right, so now we're going to see how many miles did they walk together. So we got 3/4 and we got 12, which is 12 over 1. And what we going to do, Jamia?
Do a crisscross.
We're going to throw up the cross. All right, so in our cross, we look in both ways, guys. Right? And so 12 and 4, we have 12, we have 4. How can we make 12? We could do 1 and 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? We could do 2 and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? What's the next?
3 and 4.
There we go, 3 and 4. Good job. That's all the ways to make 12. Now, for 4, we could do 1 and 4, or we could do 2 and 2. So now, when we do this, we want to divide by our greatest common factor. So these are all the factors that they share. But we want the greatest, which is the GCF, the greatest common factor. So that means the greatest one that they share. We don't look at the 1. So we know they both have a 2, but they also both have a what?
A 4.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we divide by 4, 4 divided by 4 is going to leave us with 1. And 12 divided by 4 is going to leave us with what?
3.
Exactly. So now we kept our number as small as we can because we reduced right away, right? And so we have to multiply straight across.
3 times 3
is how much?
9.
All right.
1 times 1 equals 1.
All right.
Equals 9.
Exactly. So that's how much they walk 9, miles?
Mm-hmm.
They walk 9 miles together. That's how much they walk. Great job. All right, so problem number 3. Dr. Wiggins needed 1/2 cup of mashed sweet potato to make her famous biscuits. How many cups will she need to make 14 baskets of the scrumptious treat? All right, so for this one, we're going to figure this out like we've read already. So we're going to take our 1/2 cup times our 14 over 1. And don't forget what we do.
The crisscross.
Throw the crisscross. And now we're looking at 2 and 14. So we have a 2, we have 14. Well, if you just know your multiplication facts, you should already know
2
your...
times 7.
Exactly. 2 times 7 to get you 14. So we divide by 7. We divide by 2. So we divide each one by 2. That leaves one group here. We divide 7 by 2. That's going to give us, 14 by 2. That's going to leave us with 7.
No, 1 times 7 equals 7.
Yep.
1 times 1 equals 7.
There we go. 7 cups is going to be the answer. Great job. You were on it. That's right. Study the multiplication facts and you be on it. All right. Problem number 4. Miss Miller used 1/3 pack of wipes each day for 10 days. Miss Nettles used 2/3 pack of wipes each day for 7 days. Who used more wipes? How many more wipes were used? All right, so this one, we got to compare these two. So our first one is going to be 1/3 times 10 over 1. When we do the crisscross in this one, we don't have anything in common. And that's fine. We don't always have. But if we do, we want to take care of it at the first step. So we're just going to multiply straight across.
1 times 10 equals 10.
All right.
3 times 1 equals 3.
All right. And what does that leave us?
We have to put that in the house.
All right. All right. Put that in the house. Now what?
It would get us 3 groups.
All right. 3 times 3 is what?
9.
How many's left?
1 group.
All right. So that gives us 3 and 1/3. That's what we get for that first part. All right. So for our second part of it, we're going to do 2/3 times 7 over 1. And we always do our crisscross in our head. That we don't have anything in common, and that's fine. So then we multiply straight across.
2 times 7 equals 14.
All right.
3 times 1 equals 3.
All right.
14 in the house.
Okay. How many groups does it take to get to 14?
3 times 4.
All right. So we get 12. And how many's left?
2 groups.
All right. So it's 2. It's 2/3. So the question asks us, who have more? Mr. Nettle? Nettles have more, and we need to see how many more. So Nettles use more wipes. This person here, and we need to see how many more. That means, what does it mean? How many more? What does that mean we got to do?
Subtract.
Exactly. So we have to do another step, and that's subtract. Great job. All right, so we're going to make some room for that. And we're going to get rid of this. See what our problem is. So I'm going to rewrite it. We got 4 and 2 over 3. And we got 3 and 1 over 3. And we need to subtract. So the rule for subtraction and addition of fractions, that as long as we have the same denominator, that we can go ahead and do that. So we do have the same denominator, so we're going to set our denominator for the 3. And our sentence is
2 divided by 1.
Which is
1 group.
All right. So now we have 1 over 3. That is our fraction part. And now we just do the regular subtraction from 4 take away 3.
1.
All right. So that is how much more wipes that she used. 1 and 1 over 3. More wipes. Nettles. All right. Great job. All right, so question number 5. Mr. Vines wants to organize his days to have parent-teacher conference and visit classrooms. If he set aside
for the next
5 days for parent-teacher conference,
will he
and
have
1
to
hour for
complete
visiting
parent-teacher
classrooms
conference
and visit classrooms? All right, so this one is not really tricky, but you could miss it in the reading. So we're going to take first the time of the 2/5 hour for the parent-teacher meeting, and we're just going to add that with the 1 hour that it is for the classroom. And that's simple for the classroom visits. So that's just going to give us 1 and 2/5. Right? So that's how much time that he's used so far. But they want to know if he does that 5 times, right? What would be the answer? But since this is a mixed number, we need to change a mixed number into what?
Mixed number.
Into what?
Improper fraction.
Exactly. Great job. We need to change this into an improper fraction in order to do the multiplication. So now how do we do that? Times and plus, remember?
Yeah, times and plus.
All right.
So 1 times 5 equals 5.
Exactly.
Plus 2. 5. Plus 2 equals 7.
Exactly. So we get 7 and we keep the denominator of 5. So now we no longer have 1 and 2 over 5ths. We have 7/5 times the 5 over 1. And the first thing we do is
crisscross.
Throw the cross. So we see we have 2 5s, which means we can automatically divide by 5. That leaves 1. Divide by 5. That leaves 1. That gets us numbers small as we possible because we are reducing. All right. And so now we do the multiplication straight across.
7 times 1 equals 7.
All right.
1 times 1 equals 1.
Equals
7.
7. So the answer is 7 hours. That's how long that he spends is 7 hours. Great job.
All right, so Susan is making pasta salad. For each bowl of pasta salad, she needs 3/4 cups of tricolor spiral noodles. How many cups of tricolor spiral noodles will she use if she makes 8 bowls of pasta salad?
All right, so for this one, what is it, Jamia?
We have 3/4 and 8 bowls.
All right, so we got 3/4 times the 8 bowls over 1. First thing we do is
crisscross.
That's right. And so we're looking at the 8 and the 4. Everybody should know they 4 and 8 two timetables,
Two
but
groups.
two groups. Well, we can go even thing. Let's look at that. We want the greatest common factor. So 2 is a common factor, but we want the biggest one. So to make 8, we can make 8 with 1 and 8. We can make 8 with what else? 2 and what? 2 and 4?
Yeah, 2 and 4.
All right. It's the only 2 ways, right?
Mhm.
And then we got 4. And to make 4, we could do 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. So you said 2, right?
Mhm.
So we don't look at the 1. We get it. We got a 2, right? But do we have something else?
We have a 4.
Exactly. So we always want the biggest one. Okay? That's what the greatest stand for. So we want the greatest, which means the biggest. And we want the common, which means they both share. See how they both got a 4? And factor. All of these numbers are factors. Okay? So the GCF is 4. So we're going to divide by 4. At least one group. We're going to divide 8 by 4. That's going to leave 2 groups. Then we do the multiplication straight across.
3 times 2 equals 6. 1 times 1 equals 1 equals 6.
So we got 6 what?
Bowls.
6 bowls?
6 cups.
6 cups? Which one is it? Cups or bowls?
Cups. Bowls. 6 bowls.
All right. 6 bowls. That's the answer. Great job. All right. My bad. It's not bowls. Jamie, it's not bowls. What is it?
Cups.
It's cups. All right. It's very important to know what you're solving for, because that in itself can mess you up. So you have to know what you're solving for, and we solve for the 6 cups. All right. Great job.
All right, so for the next problem, Miss Ford built a 3D printer. She wants to make school keychains using 5/6" of plastic for each keychain. If Miss Ford made 4 keychains on Tuesday and 3 keychains on Thursday, how much plastic did she use?
All right, Jamie, so what we got to do?
First, you have to add and then multiply.
What are we adding?
5 over 6 plus.
What are we adding?
5 over 6 plus.
What are we adding?
4 plus 3.
That's the only thing that we can add. And the problem, it says, what is the 4 for?
The 4 keychains that you made on Tuesday.
And what's the 3 for?
For the ones you made on Thursday.
All right, so that's why we're adding those 2. Those are our common things together. So 4 plus 3 is how much?
Equals 7.
All right, so now we get a total of 7 times what is our fraction?
5 over 6.
5 over 6, 7 over 1. This one, for this problem, we're not going to reduce, but we still can reduce. But, go ahead. So we do our cross. Do we have anything in common?
No.
All right, so we multiply straight across.
7 times 5 equals 35.
All right.
1 times 6 equals 6. So
All right.
35 in the house.
Mm-hmm.
6 on the side.
Okay.
5 groups.
Okay. So the answer would be?
5 and 5 over 6.
Yes. Is that, what units are we working in? What's the answer in?
Inches.
Inches? You sure that's what it says? Let me see. Yes, inches. So it's either 35 over 6 inches or 5 and 5/6 inches is the answer. Great job. All right, so for our last problem, Jamir, I want you to read it.
Mr. Johnson, the dean of the students, spend 3 over 5 hours each day reading with kindergarten students and 2 over 5 hours each day at chess club with 5th graders. After 8 days, how many hours will she spend reading with kindergarten students and playing chess with 5th graders?
All right. So, sounds like we got us a 2-step, right?
Mhm.
Because she did, what's the first thing we said she did?
She spent 3 over 5 hours each day.
Uh-huh. And then what else?
reading kindergarten students, and 2 or 5 hours each day in the chess club refrigerator.
So that's two different things, but all in the same day. So we need to add those two together. That's our first step. And like we already know, we have like denominators, so we keep our denominator. Then we circle our numerator for our sentence. And what is our sentence?
3 plus 2 equals 5.
All right, and we get 5 over 5.
And divided by
No.
what
5 over 5
equals
equals what?
1.
Exactly, 1 whole, right?
Mhm.
So that's what that equals. So now read the rest of the problem.
Chess club. Wait. After 8 days, how many hours will you have spent reading with kindergarten students and playing chess club with refrigerators?
Okay, so now we just take this answer of 1 and multiply that by, was it 8 days?
Yes, 8 days.
All right, and what's the answer?
8.
So that's 8 hours.
8 hours.
Is what she spent because this was 3/5 hours and this was 2/5 hours. And added together, they gave us 1 whole hour. Times 8 gives us 8 hours. And 8 hours is the answer. Great job. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and got something out of it. And always remember, it's not about what you don't know, but what you're willing to learn. Until the next time, see you there.